Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're doing a little sit-down talk. We're going to be talking a little bit about WWE Survivor Series 2018. The show is going to be coming up to you on Sunday. I can honestly tell you that this is the third Survivor Series that WWE has been doing SmackDown versus Raw. And I'll be quite honest, I'm not that hyped for this show. I'm not sure if it's just because of the fact that they only really did 2 weeks worth of build for Survivor Series this year. They had WWE Evolution, they had WWE Crown Jewel live from Saudi Arabia in the last couple of weeks. So, the WWE Network has been cracking with shows. Survivor Series seems like it came up out of the middle of nowhere. I can honestly tell you that by looking at the card, you can really tell that Monday Night Raw is lacking stars. Right now in WWE, you've got no Roman Reigns due to the fact that he is out with battling leukemia. John Cena is off making movies. I was kind of surprised that they didn't find a way to bring him in for this show. I'm guessing that more than likely John Cena appearances probably have to be booked well in advance, and they probably asked to use him on Crown Jewel. They ended up not using him. They should have turned around and said, if you're not going to do Crown Jewel, will you do Survivor Series for us? But I guess they weren't able to pull that off. Definitely WWE's most popular wrestler. I'm talking just like true popularity worldwide. You hand up like a little picture and you say, who is this and who is that? I think that Monday Night Raw has Ronda Rousey. Definitely off of her UFC fame. The best wrestler, in my opinion, probably in WWE would have to be Seth Rollins, involved in a match against Shinsuke Nakamura. But when you truly look at the Survivor Series matchups, the men's match, the women's match, and the tag match, man, can you really tell that WWE does not have any stars on the Monday Night Raw brand? Everybody is always talking about, the new WWE television deal that's going to be coming up sooner or later, that they need to make SmackDown better. They need to make SmackDown better. If this is not the best, clue that SmackDown is a better show than Monday Night Raw, I don't know what else there is out there. SmackDown, honestly, should kill Monday Night Raw on this Survivor Series show. I don't know if they just didn't do the Superstar Shakeup well enough, or if it's just injuries, but Monday Night Raw, I think, is the most viewed show, but that is honestly just due to, how long we've all been wrestling fans, and we've all just been beaten into us that we watch wrestling on Monday. They did change SmackDown to Tuesday. For a lot of people, it makes it easier. You watch wrestling Monday, you watch wrestling Tuesday. It's back-to-back nights. For somebody like me, I felt bogged down. Like, you want me to watch 5 hours of wrestling in 2 nights? And on top of that, on a pay-per-view week, which for a while was every other week, you want me to watch 3 more hours? And then, I was already putting up my front of forget this, I'm not going to watch as much anymore. You bumped that pay-per-view up to 4. It doesn't really just make a whole lot of sense, in my opinion. I mean, Raw, they got a 3-hour show. When they did the Superstar Shakeup or the Raw Draft, whatever you want to call it, they got to pick 2 superstars for every 1 superstar that SmackDown took, because of the show being longer, and they wanted to be able to fill out the show. Here we are 2 years later, and SmackDown's killing them. I don't really know what to say, what it is, if it is just injuries or what it is. But to me, honestly, this pay-per-view, it does have a few geek matches that, I'm not really that excited about. When I sit down to watch this show on Sunday, more than likely I will be watching live, so I will have to watch everything. But the Authors of Pain, I really like these guys when they are in NXT, and I saw them wrestle on NXT TakeOver shows. I can honestly tell you I haven't seen a lot of these guys since moving up to the main roster. A lot of what I hear is that they've been on the main roster for about a year now, and nothing has really been defined of what their characters are, who they are. Are they just two badass dudes that wrestle, and that's just about it? We don't really get promo time or anything with them in the back. They're going to be going up against the SmackDown Tag Champs, The Bar, even with the Big Show battling with Cesaro and Sheamus. In my mind, I don't see how the Authors of Pain can lose this match, but I'm just mainly going to pick Sheamus and Cesaro because of the fact I think that the years of service and the Authors of Pain being so new, I think the Bar is going to get the win when they come down to deciding who's going to win these matches. Just because of the fact that they got more time in, and it's an exhibition match. It's not like titles are going to change hands. It's not like they're even going to care about the finish of this match in 2 weeks. We're going to go to the 5-on-5 Tag Team Survivor Series match. As far as I know, we do have the Raw team. The SmackDown team, we only have the Usos and the New Day. They're calling this a 10-man tag, but it looks like both teams are going to have 11 members. I'm hoping that they find a way to let all 3 members of the New Day as well as Lucha House Party all wrestle in the match. I can honestly tell you that I feel bad for the Revival. I feel bad for Bobby Roode and Chad Gable for having to be a part of this match. I think it is cool that Roode and Gable are getting a little bit of push. It would be really awesome if Roode was wrestling in the main event, the Monday Night Raw men's, or Raw versus SmackDown men's tag match. That honestly would make more sense to me. And Gable is somebody that should be getting a push to be getting that first mid-card championship. The one thing I keep thinking in the back of my mind when I want to hit the what the fuck button when we're talking about Chad Gable is the fact that you think about Prince AJ in TNA, about how they made AJ Styles from the best wrestler in the world to be the biggest goof that we had ever seen, messing around with Christian and Kurt Angle at the time, going back and forth and the whole thing with Karen. And I think that broke the shell on AJ Styles to get to the point where he was able to deliver promos better because he was able to let that funny side show, and through that it made him a little bit more comfortable to deliver that dominant promo that he wasn't able to do in the past. But we have to find out who's going to be on Team SmackDown. But as of right now, how does SmackDown not win this? I mean, they've got 2 teams, the New Day and the Usos, quite possibly 2 of the best tag teams in WWE today. Neither of them are champions, so they can't wrestle in the champion versus champion match. But do you think Chad Gable and Bobby Roode, the Ascension, the B Team, the Revival, or Lucha House Party is going to beat either one of those teams? I just don't see it. We're going to go over to 205 Live. Cruiserweight champion Buddy Murphy, who won the belt of the Super Showdown, going to be putting the title on the line against Mustafa Ali. I can honestly tell you that I can't even remember the last time I watched 205 Live, so I can't even give you an honest pick of what's going to be going down in that. Flip over to the men's match. The Monday Night Raw team did fill it in with the members that I did think that they would. Bobby Lashley and Finn Balor. I feel bad for Kurt Angle. They're running some sort of thing with Angle that the match against McIntyre is going to be his last match. I don't know where that came from. It didn't seem like they had that stipulation on there, but no doubt in my mind that when it comes to WrestleMania time, I don't know how they're going to use Kurt Angle, but I'm pretty sure that Angle is going to wrestle at WrestleMania. It's not like they didn't really build that matchup enough for it to be his last match. So there's no way that that's going to happen. More than likely, they're getting ready to do some sort of a storyline with Angle and or Stephanie, using Baron Corbin probably too. So we'll see what pays off of that. We've got big time stipulation. If Braun Strowman's team gets the win for Monday Night Raw, he gets a shot at Brock Lesnar in the future. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't really know when they would be able to do this. It's not like they're going to be bringing Brock Lesnar in for the December pay-per-view, which, for years had been TLC. As far as I can think, we already did that pay-per-view, so I don't even know what the December pay-per-view is. But I don't see them using Brock versus Braun at that show, so more than likely maybe at the Royal Rumble, which should be at the Staples Center in LA, I'm pretty sure. We'll see what goes down with that. But I really don't even know how the Monday Night Raw team can win this match. You've got 5 dudes. Everybody hates each other. They've been running an angle because of the mixed matched the Facebook show. Balor and Lashley want to beat each other up. You've got Finn Balor, who wants to fight against McIntyre. He had to beat Ziggler to be able to be on the team. You've got Ziggler and you've got McIntyre that want to beat up Strowman. So the whole thing really makes no sense how this Monday Night Raw team comes to be. SmackDown, you do have, 2 heels on this team and a debatable Shane McMahon being a 3rd heel. Will Shane turn on his team? But you've got Miz, you've got Samoa Joe. But when you look at the SmackDown team, they honestly look like 5 really good wrestlers, 4, and their owner's son, that are going to work together, that have one common goal is to win this match, and they're not really going to fight with each other to get there. So the men's match should be honestly really good. We've got the women's match, which just seems like it's a whole bunch of women thrown into there. I will tell you that due to the women invasion of Monday Night Raw, I am really hyped for this match more than I was. But the Monday Night Raw team, you've got Tamina, you've got Nia, looking like they're going to be the new SmackDown, the new Monday Night Raw Women's Tag Champs sooner than later. You've got Natalya, who's crying about, Ruby Riot, breaking her dad's sunglasses, and you've got Mickie James thrown in on the team mainly because she is Alexa Bliss's friend. When you look who they're going up against on the SmackDown brand, you've got Naomi, you've got Asuka. They were rumored to be going after those women's tag belts that never came to be at Evolution. Sort of been working as a team for a while. Carmella was the last one that was named to the team, and then we had Ruby Riot. When you got to be thinking about Ruby Riot, you got to be thinking that last spot might be going to Mandy Rose. Charlotte Flair, she was at the Invasion last night. She was pretty much hand in hand with Becky Lynch, which really sort of makes no sense at all. And you've got Lana, who is also a part of that skirmish. So I don't know how it's going to all work out, but if Charlotte's not about a part of this pay-per-view, I have no clue. But Charlotte is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best wrestlers in the women's division for WWE, and she should be a part of that team. But if she is, she's miles and miles better than anybody on, the SmackDown or the Raw team. It almost makes it to the point where it becomes unfair. Should get some sort of a good match between Rollins and Nakamura. No doubt in my mind that Dean Ambrose will be involved in that match some way. We've got Becky Lynch against Ronda Rousey. Becky Lynch was honestly one of the first people in WWE to lay a hand on Rousey. The point where she slapped the armbar on her twice, once in the ring, once backstage. First time that Rousey's actually had to show, a sense of pain. That match should be really, fire. That should be really, really good stuff. A whole lot of heat built up in that match where both of these competitors don't like each other. Becky Lynch is fighting to show that she is the best wrestler that there is in WWE, flat out the man. And then we're going to end this up with Brock Lesnar going up against AJ Styles to decide who is the main champion. So this should honestly be a really good show, even though there is a lot of stuff on here that seems like I don't really care about. But when it comes down to it, the Raw versus SmackDown matches and counting who gets more wins over the other shows, it's probably going to keep me entertained through the 4-hour spectacular. We'll see what goes down. It should be a good one. So we'll see what goes down with you guys. Peace out, everybody.